Yeah, so I died because of my own damn fault. I'm leveling a Saboteur Lightning Trap build that maybe I'll switch into an Incinerate Trickster build with Harness the Void. GGG responded pretty well to all the harsh criticisms from everybody about Bestiary League. And, yeah, maybe Elementalist is, like, kind of not just a meme. Let's talk about it. What's up, everybody? It's waba, and I just wanted to take, some time to kind of give you an update. First week of Bestiary has passed. A lot of things happened at the first week of Bestiary, between all the Reddit drama, people saying that ETUP duped headhunters, which some content creators may have made a video saying that that ETUP duped headhunters, but if they had just watched the video, they would have seen that was from Valkyrie cards. Yeah, whatever. But some dupes did happen. Rise duped the Shaper or Elder Opal rings, which that wasn't supposed to be the case. It is completely intended to dupe Six Links, which I think is a pretty interesting choice. GGG does want Six Links to be cheap and available for people, and I don't really think that's too bad of an idea. I think when I actually made my video, unfortunately, I kind of glossed over the whole duping part of it, and it made me seem a little bit more negative about it than I actually was. Although I still do kind of agree that Bestiary League was kind of a shit show at the start, but I think it'll turn out pretty good. And if anyone hasn't watched the recent Bay class, they talked a lot about Bestiary League and all the things that you could do, and yeah, there's quite a bit of stuff that everyone should know. I would actually recommend going to check that out. Other than that, though, I did die. Unfortunately, I was level 86 or 88. Honestly, it's my own damn fault. I'll have the video played so everyone could see, but yeah, it's my own fault. Honestly, I would have survived probably if I had a Castle Damage Taken Immortal Call set up, but I was extremely lazy about it. So, I wouldn't really look too much into it. Frostbolt, Hierophant Totem. Hierophant is a really good class for a totem build. Like I said in the last kind of update video, you could do any build that you want with it. In fact, if I were to reroll, I would probably just do Dark Pact and call it good, because Dark Pact has some good synergies with Mind Over Matter, and then you could just go with the Mind Over Matter setups, and you could kind of use whatever chess piece you wanted. I was going for a very expensive low life variant. Not very expensive, but expensive enough where it delayed me from doing it. And, honestly, it made me kind of lazy. So, yeah, I ripped. My own fault, whatever. I've moved on. I don't know if I'm going to be playing another Hierophant build anytime soon, because I have some other things that, I'm really interested in doing. Mainly this, a couple things. I'm leveling a Lightning Trapper Saboteur right now. I actually made a video talking about it at the very start of Bestiary League, and I think this would be pretty good. Honestly, leveling's gone pretty well so far. I'm like level 49, 50 or so. I did Act 5 Katava myself, which was a little weird, but I am using a Castle Damage Taken Immortal Call setup now, so that's good. But the damage has been pretty good. I've been using a Tabula Rasa. I did kind of twink myself out. I got a Gold Rim, Tabula Rasa. I used a Aurum Vorax, the unique basket rapier, which gives you the 16% all res. So I've been using that, and I don't know, using Deerstalkers. Apparently, cremation in Deerstalkers is a really good way to generate some single target, but I actually haven't set that up correctly. Again, that's just me being lazy. But the CI Lightning Trapper build, I think will actually do pretty well. The damage should be alright. I did find myself a pretty decent Val Regalia. That's about 500 ES right now, I believe, so it could probably go up to about 520, 540. And if you right here in my own path of building, I actually have a Val Regalia with only 480 ES. So that's honestly pretty good, and I do look forward to that. And I have enough currency, and I have a lot of other things that should allow me to really, you know, move forward and do well in the league. Now, if the Saboteur build kind of falls off in damage, which it might eventually, I do have another build, which I did another video on, which was this Harness the Void Incinerate build. Now, this will be pretty expensive, but a Skin of the Loyal is actually pretty obtainable, and they're not really too expensive. I think the colors on my Skin of the Loyal would be pretty expensive, but I could transition to that, which wouldn't be bad. I wouldn't mind playing Harness the Void and, you know, going with like a nice little Trickster setup, especially if it gets the damage numbers that I anticipate that it actually could. And, you know, that's pretty interesting. I think the thing I would probably change here is right now in this Path of Building tree, which I'll try to put all the Path of Buildings in the description below if you're interested in anything from my Hierophant build to where it was, you know, the CI Lightning Trapper build, and then the Harness the Void video, which both of those I have videos on. So if if those sound interesting to you, I would, you know, definitely go check them out. I think the one thing I would actually change here is I would put, instead of having 2 curses on Blasphemy, I would actually just put Projectile Weakness on a curse on hit setup in a Orb of Storms with power with critical strike chance, because with this setup you're not going crit, but you want to proc Elemental Overload. So I would probably do that, and I don't know, this build potentially has some pretty nice deeps. But yeah, so, you know, that's something that I'm, you know, considering doing. Also, the tree is actually pretty similar for the Lightning Trap build, because you actually do come down here, 2 piercing shots, and then you do go over here to Zealot's Oath on the Lightning Trap build. So you would just kind of respec a lot of the stuff and change some of your pathing. It wouldn't be too big of a deal. So that's that. But, you know, the other thing that I kind of want to talk about, or the 2 other things, is just how well GGG handled, you know, all the criticism at the start of Bestiary League. I think I touched on this a little bit earlier. You know, it was kind of a mess, but I think Chris did a great job of addressing the community, and it was really nice for him to kind of put his foot down and to just be like, look, for all the people who are saying, you know, reset the league, the economy's fucked, like, these are the numbers. And, you know, I kind of applaud him for that. So I'm glad that they did that, honestly. And as for what everyone's like complaining about on the Reddit with sustaining maps and like not finding alchemy orbs or shit like that, I haven't noticed anything like that, and I've been doing pretty well. I've actually found 2 Belly of the Beasts. I found plenty of chaos. I've been fine on Alks, and I started getting into my Atlas progression, and you know, I found an Exalted Orb, and I don't know, everything was going pretty good for me, so I don't really see a problem with that. The last thing that I want to talk about, and I actually just saw this in my guild chat. Apparently there is a build floating around of a Elementalist penetration build, and you know, that's kind of interesting to me, because a couple days ago I recorded a video for Siege Ballista, which I haven't released. In the Siege Ballista video, I was like looking at the Ascendant subclass for Elementalist. And, you know, because if you were to go Siege Ballista, and this will lead into Elementalist in a second, if you were to go Siege Ballista now, I think you probably should just go Ascendant. Because you could get this 40 dex, which will help you, you know, gets you to that 800 mark, which is where I think you really want to be. And then Elementalist, you know, gives you the shocks from your hits always increase damage taken by at least 10%. And I was wondering about this. I was thinking, and I think this is really good, because with Siege Ballista, like, you're going to do a lot of damage, but you're going to do a lot of small hits. And with the way that works, is you might not actually hit thresholds enough. But with this, I think that's honestly a pretty big buff to Siege Ballista. It might be. You know, this is just me kind of thinking about it in my head as I played it. Well, I was thinking, like, I wonder if shock effectiveness works on this. And then sure enough, like, the very next day, someone was talking about how, and this was confirmed by Mark on the subreddit, that the shock from your hits always increase damage taken by at least 20%, and Beacon of Ruin is also affected by shock effectiveness. So this right here with the 20% effect of non-damaging ailments, it's already 24% increased damage from your shocks, which is pretty interesting because we have a lot of sources of shock effectiveness in the game already. Impulses gives it, Storm Chargers gives it, although Impulses is probably the most likely thing that you would use. There's a lot of forms of shock effectiveness, and actually, if you just type in effect on the passive tree, not efficacy, you could see all the nodes. Let's see. Effect of shock. So effect of shock is in a lot of nodes in the tree. In Breath of Lightning, you have quite a bit. You also have some in Static Blows, although Static Blows, I think it would be the thing that's used the least amount because of where it's located. If that was swapped with Blast Cascade, I think it would be much more valuable. You have some right here in Crackling Speed, which is Crackling Speed, if you're playing a Lightning build, it would be fantastic. And then you also have other nodes on the tree. You also have some shock effect over here, but you have some other nodes on the tree that give you effect of non-damaging ailments, like that in Elemental Focus. Or you have it over here also in Celestial Punishment. And while I think trying to get all these is a little too much, there's a lot, and if you honestly, you could get some like really good shocks out of Beacon of Ruin, and you don't have to worry about hitting that threshold more or less. I think this opens up a lot of builds for Elementalist. And then on top of that, I think Mastermind of Discord is really good. So I was actually looking at Elementalist Spark. I haven't fixed this together yet. I haven't really put it together that much, but I kind of put together a tree. It's low life. I should probably try to get away from the low life meme because it is pretty limiting in terms of the armor that you use, and you don't really want to use a Slower Slorica because coloring it would be a bitch for most spell builds. But yeah, you know, this is kind of what I got together now, and doing a Beacon of Ruin build with Mastermind Discord, I think would be pretty good, especially with something like Spark, because if you use a Call of the Brotherhood, the one thing that sucked about Call of the Brotherhood, especially when it came to shocking, was that it would hurt your ability to shock because you're cutting your damage. While with Beacon of Ruin, it actually makes it to where using a Call of the Brotherhood or converting to cold damage doesn't matter at all. And so a Call of the Brotherhood build Call of the Brotherhood would be really, really good. And you don't even really need the Call of the Brotherhood, honestly. You could probably just use like a Herald of Ice and, you know, get a little bit of cold damage on your whatchamacallit, on your weapon. So yeah, maybe. I'm curious what you guys think about Beacon of Ruin and you know, other things. When I was looking on here, obviously Paragon of Calamity is really good. I would love to cannot take reflected elemental damage. I really wish Mastermind Discord was a 2-pointer. Because Pendulum Destruction, I'm not on the same mindset that a lot of people are, that it's garbage, but I don't really like it in front of this. I really wish Paragon of Calamity was like swapped with it. I mean, that would be a little too OP, but I don't know. You know, I'm curious, has anyone who watches my YouTube, have you guys thought about Elementalist build? Is there anything that you've kind of considered? I don't know why I have that on there. Let me know what you think. I'm really curious. I did play an Elementalist build, a Spark build. What was it? I think near the end of 3.0, and you know, it was great to level. You know, I had 2 hazardous researches, just like I do in this tree right here, and it was good fun, and I leveled really quickly. But then as soon as I got to like tier 6 and 7, I noticed that my damage was pretty garbage. So yeah. Anyway, just want to make a little update video. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below about any of the things that I kind of talked about, and if possible, and this is a little extra thing, if you don't mind, as you may have noticed, especially if you've been following my channel for a while, I've been putting out a lot of content recently. And I'm curious how you guys would feel about me putting out non-PoE content. Because I just can't really play that much. I didn't even really play that much this weekend because I've been really busy. And I would like to make YouTube content, and I might be getting a new computer in the next couple of weeks, which would be really amazing. Because then my quality on my stream would go up, the quality on my videos would go up, everything would go up. But I also would like to, you know, maybe put out other content. And I'm curious what you guys think that maybe I could do. I'm just looking for anything. I really like social commentary, but I don't know if I really formulate my thoughts well enough to do that, to be completely honest. Sometimes I feel like I'm just a bumbling mess whenever I'm speaking. But I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the comments below about anything. My Hero Fat build, if you have any questions. The Lightning Trap build, which I'm leveling now, which you could probably see on my Twitch in the next couple of days. The Harness the Void Incinerate build. Elementalist memes, Bestiary League, whatever. Fire off. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you later.